The asset is great. The reason why you have success in the asset is because you are investing in a great team. So on these quarterly calls, we don't just talk about the market. We don't just talk about the assets. We talk about how the people managing your money are performing. So we're going to go over the JWB update so you can let us know how you are doing, GC. Let's go.
So proud of the people on the team here at JWB. I mean, these are tough economic times that we as a team, as an investment community, we've endured over the last 3 years. There's been a lot of uncertainty, but you know what's been very certain is the performance of our team, specifically on the property management side, to make sure that we deliver on the promises of the sales side for JWB. It's our team. It's that vertically integrated approach. And so they make it easy for me to get up here and share some of these really wonderful stats with you, which I do every quarter. So through September of 2023, our team has purchased 62 homes. And I included the private lending dollars that we've raised this year, because no reason that I haven't included in the past, other than I just thought the number's pretty impressive. And I want to give a shout out. So private lending is for all of you who lend to JWB for the purchase of us developing new turnkey properties or other developments that we do. And so if you're interested, you can of course reach out to our team specifically for private lending. But we've raised over $23 million just through September of just this year. In totality, we've raised over $300 million in our company history and paid every single investor back with principal and interest. So a big shout out to the lending team. Our team of new construction and renovations has prepared 297 investments, whether those are new construction or renovated homes, to become turnkey assets for all of you. And our sales team has sold 280 homes this year.
Major operation, right? Like 62 properties purchased, $23 million raised, 297 properties built, renovated, right? We had William here on the show.
Right.
Construction services. That might be, that's got to be one of the bigger single family home construction operations in Florida, at least, right? Like if not one of the ones in the country that aren't just track home builders. And then property sales, 280, right? Like a very significant sales operation as well. Talk to me about the property management arm.
Property management, what makes this asset work.
Yep.
And so our property management team has collected over 98% of rents in 2023, which is the exact same high standard that we achieved in 2022 and 2021 and 2020, all while going through eviction moratorium. So our team just continues to perform for you. And I'm so thankful that we have such a talented bunch. Our average rent per property continues to go up quarter over quarter. This is for our turnkey assets here. So the average rent for all of you out there who are JWB clients is about $1,429 for an average turnkey asset. And look at this number of current properties under management. I think it was 5,400 the last time we spoke a quarter ago. It's getting pretty close to 6,000.
Getting pretty close to 6K. That's really impressive.
We're buying a property management company to end the year. This will be our third property management company that we're buying, and that will push us over 6,000 properties under management.
Let's go. So 98.4% rent collection, average rent per property, $1,429. I remember when that was like close to like 1,000, right?
Yeah.
So rents keep going up, y'all. That is increased cash flow for everybody. Properties under management, to me, I see this as scale, right? Like I just see this as economies of scale. This makes you be able to be more efficient, invest more resources into the things that matter. It allows as a business owner to have recurring revenue and constant, like wither constant cycles that happen and be able to deliver time over time. And finally, last KPIs here.
Yeah, so our leasing team, just an incredible shout out. We're setting JWB world records across the board here. We've rented through September, we've rented over 1,200 homes. That number will go up significantly as we round out the year. And again, the most that we've rented in our company history, which you would expect as our number of homes goes up. But goodness, hard to say that you expect in one outfit to be able to rent close to 1,200 or 1,500 homes in a year. Incredible job by the leasing team. They're continuing to challenge themselves to sign long-term leases, which is a bedrock of how we perform for you as a turnkey investor. The average duration of the initial lease is 26 months, which means that on average, people will be signing between a 2 and a 3 year lease on your homes, which is a great strategy for you to be able to see consistency in your cash flows. But lease re-signs are just as important, if not more important, because once we have one of those residents in your home, we want to treat them like gold and we want them to stay for as long as possible. And so we focus on lease re-signs, and our wonderful property management team has signed just about 1,400 renewals through September. So again, that will be a world record for our organization, all while keeping our eviction percentages in line with historical norms, about 0.4% of evictions per month.
There you go. That also answers Carlos Andres Lopez, aka Cal's question. What about eviction rates with a slowdown on the economy? You handled that one ahead of time,
There you
JT.
go. It's right in line.
Eviction rates haven't really gone up, just like they didn't really go up during COVID either.
No,
right?
They didn't.
All that stuff, right? There's just a well-oiled machine that treats these abilities to, not just the lease signing as a negotiation to get people in between the 2 to 3 year leases, which is harder for a property management company, but better for an investor. But also you treat these re-signs, right? My parents were just in town. I was telling my dad about this. Like, you guys treat re-signing of leases as this entire unit that is devoted to like a sales team making this stuff happen. The pace of what that conversation needs to look like. How to do it in a way to get them to stay. You build a relationship when you need to, when you don't need it, so that you have it when you need it, and you get this amazing number of lease re-signs, which as an investor for me, I see as consistency in my cash flow, minimization of hard times that happen when people turn.
Absolutely.
So to put a button on this before we dive into like maybe 1 or 2 questions, GC, give us the last kind of like stuff on the portfolio and what you can invest in right now. If you like the asset, you like the historical perspective, you like the market perspective, you love the team, because that's what you really got to love. Your minimum investment you're looking at here is in the realm of 75 grand to buy one of these homes with JWB. Estimated IRR is 9 to 10%, which in this economy is awesome. Interest rates 30% down is 6.75%, which is surprising because most people are hearing higher numbers than that. But you're able to achieve that because of your relationships and your economies of scale and stuff like that. And there is a bundle incentive. If you've got 200 grand that you are looking to invest or looking to move into an asset with a high floor, high upside, and you want to buy 3 of these homes, then you're going to get $5,000 off of a sales price. And the way you do that, if you're a new client, is you go to chatwithjwb.com. And if you're an existing client like me, or like many of us on this call, you reach out to your portfolio manager. What did I miss? How did I do?
I think you did a great job. I think this is an important time for you guys to cut through the noise and realize that there is always going to be a reason out there that could potentially, tell you that this is the wrong investment. You could do that anytime. We've done that. We outlined all the major reasons since 2007. But when you have an asset class that has the resiliency and the qualities that we've seen decade over decade, you've thrown anything at this asset class. And if you just simply buy and hold, you are rewarded for this asset class. And if you have a team backing you who is talented, who has lived through this investment for almost 2 decades, you put those combinations together and you're going to make wise choices with your funds. So I would encourage all of you, if you're a new client, reach out to our team. Let's start having some of these in-depth conversations. If you're a current client, you can make decisions today that set you and your family up for financial success and get ahead, whereas others might be left being a part of that slide that I showed early on, which was the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they left on the table simply because they couldn't cut through the noise.
Yeah, the vulnerability is inaction here, right? It is not reaching that retirement age. You're not your average investor. You're not your average investor. You're tuning into this stuff because you know that there's a better way to plan for retirement in a way that gets you there faster, in a way that is more consistent cash flow that will allow you to have a higher quality of life more consistently when you are in retirement. And if you are listening to the noise, you may be delaying this by a year or 2 instead of just getting on it, right? Like making the moves that you need to make, making the tough decisions that people are going to question when you're doing them, and then look back 20 years later and be like, no, it was easy to do. It was, that interest rates were going to go down and things were going to go up. Right?
They're never going to call you smart. They're going to call you lucky.
At
just
the time,
so you know.
At the time. Yeah, exactly.